Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of making a solar system with planets based off the periodic table. So one planet for each element, and so far we have made it all the way to element 14, which is silicon. So yeah, we got all the way over to here last episode. So if we just get a lineup of what we got so far, just so you can see a rough lineup of what we got. Here's our lineup of all the different sort of elements we've got based off the periodic table. So quite a cool list so far, but we have got a long way to go yet. So let's continue right where we left off. So yeah, we finished off silicon. So now we're moving to phosphorus. I probably completely butchered. I can never say this one. But here we are. So this one is a whitish colour. So I looked it up. It's there's a white version and then a red version. So should be quite interesting. Yeah. Phosphorus? That's an attempt at me saying it. I don't know if that's right. So, let me just get the name of that, because I don't particularly fancy doing that. Okay, so, it's a white object, and it has like a glow to it. It can glow when it comes into contact with oxygen, so we'll try and give it a glow effect. So, I'm thinking, I know it's a solid. It's a powder-like element, I believe, from the images I'm being shown here. So, interesting. Okay, so, I want to see if I've got any objects that still sort of glow. Because I could definitely try and modify one of those a bit, so it should be quite interesting. See, they're gas giants, so... Honestly, does this world still... I had a world called Orion from like ages back. I want to see if it's still functional or not. Here it is. So... As you can see, it's got a crazy glowing atmosphere now. I don't know if I can change the colour of this at all. Does that break it? Yeah, it does. Okay, right. So I could try and make it work. But I just want to see. I think it has a blue tint to it, which is the problem with this one. So I'll try and... That's a bit annoying. Okay, right. So, let's try again. So, down here. Now, if I only... Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. I can try doing that. No, it's still got too much blue to it. No, definitely not. Okay, so... No way. But I think I do have an idea of what to use, and that is one of these guys here. The Enixus collection. I'm going to use this one, just number 1. Now, down here. So, it has a glowing white... Because I can modify this. So, there's the name there. Yeah, the name of it. And then this is element 15. So, it's a white colour. So what we can simply do is do that. And they said it glows. So, it's a poisonous waxy solid. And contact with the skin can cause severe burns. It glows in the dark. So there's also a red version of this element as well. So there's a red and white variant. So... And we could try a mix of the two colours. I mean, we could have a more reddish atmosphere with a whiter... That could be quite good, actually. So like a reddish glow to it, or reddish atmosphere, and then a whitish... Yeah, I don't want to go too crazy there, though, but... Just so there is a bit of red going on. Clouds are a little too intense, because this has got a crazy opacity, so I'm just going to dim down... So I'm going to keep that filled up, actually. And then all I need to simply do is just lower the colour down, because that will dim it slightly. So, what do you think of that? I need to get rid of those areas from behind. I guess I could have red oceans. I'll give it like a whitest red shade, something like that. Base colour, again, whitest red. So, if I just look underneath this now, we won't be seeing much underneath anyway, but let's just get a rough idea of what we're working with. So, all I need to simply do here is just... is that... That's ice we need to change. What colour is that? That's the water. Oh, this is just the genuine surface, I think. What is it? What exactly am I looking at here? Water off, snow off, ice off. What colour exactly is causing that then? Vegetation. Is it... Oh, yeah, we'll turn that off. So apparently this is Hasbro at the moment, so yeah, I have that switched off so we can actually see what's going on. So snow, ice, water. Okay, so We'll go with red oceans, because this element does have red areas to it. Okay. And then the surface texture will have a mix of white and red, I think. So, something like that. Maybe just to some deeper... I mean, I'm not sure what colour to have the red. Should we have the red as darker? No way. No, definitely not. What, high? Yeah, I think high. Yeah. I don't want the red being too dominant. I think white needs to be the more dominant colour here. So we can have just a mix of a red and a white sort of shade going on here. But maybe more of a... somewhere there. Just want to keep it in the middle. And then the red oceans. I'll leave those... We can just increase them just a tiny bit. Just a bit more. Yeah, there you are. And then what we'll do is we'll just settle it. Oh, that did something apparently. A bit more water then. Okay, try again. I mean, I don't think the water doesn't really matter because you won't see much of it anyway, but it's worth doing that. Okay, now we can just sort of try that. A bit more. Click it 2 more times. Maybe that will help out a bit. I always forget, there is a button that you can just change the sea level anyway. Yeah, this area here. So, for instance, all I simply do is just do that, actually. That's better. Settle water. But, yeah, not too much, but just lower the water down a bit. Yeah. Something like that. Maybe just a little less. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Okay. And then, vegetation, I don't want that. Snow, again, doesn't matter. Water. City lights, I want off. And then all I simply do is put our atmosphere and clouds back on. So, right, clouds. I think we do need to have some... I want them bright white. And then so you can still see underneath. That's what I want. So, I'm thinking that. Press play. And there you go. Okay, things like the oceans have taken over a bit. So, let's just have a little look. So, yeah, okay. No, we're not having that. So, lower the sea level. Just to where we want it. Exactly, we do not want that, so... I just want patches of it. Those darker areas, I think, are the snow, so we'll switch that off as well. Or we can just simply change the colour to... just keep it white. Yeah, nice and simple. And there you go. So there is phosphorus. Probably completely... I'm so sorry if I'm saying this wrong. So... there you go, that's element 15 done. So a white element, but there are red versions of it as well. So we've combined it all into one planet. So yeah, in its pure form it is white, but there's also a red version as well. So we've got speckles of the red on it to go with it as well. So there you go. That's a good start. And then I think I'll just make it slightly, just make it more in line with element silicon there. There you go. Okay, cool. So next up we are moving to sulfur. Now, even I can figure this one out. Sulfur's, we're going to go with a yellowy greyish shade, I think, so should be pretty cool. But yes, we know sulfur's yellow, so I'm thinking it's got to be yellow. But what sort of, see, I do like the Enixis design. I think the yellow could go quite well here. Just think, is there any other sort of yellows we could use? Anything that's catching the eye? Because Enixis is always a good template to use with the crazy atmospheres. So we could try Fermia. Oh, I do like. We do like Fermia as a planet to use, but there is also another contender we can always use as well. So it isn't just Fermia. It's an old favourite. I'm just seeing if I can find it. Oh, I forgot its name, unfortunately. Where is it? I have so many planets. Oh, I don't know where it is. It's the one with the crazy pink and yellow colour theme. It isn't Fermia, is it? I'm sure it's a... Or am I getting it mixed up with Fermia? No, I think it is Fermia is the one I'm after. Or is it? No, I'm pretty sure the one I want is a pink one. Well, it's a mix of pink and yellow, so... I should just tricky try and find it. Where is it? Oh, man, I can't remember its name. I got too many planets. No, 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 no. God damn, I cannot remember it. Is it further down then? Damn, I cannot remember it at all where it is. Oh, that's a bit annoying. And I can't remember its name either, so I can't even search it up. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating. Oh well, that's fine. We can make this work. So yeah, I cannot remember in the slightest what it's called. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, I've not got a clue where it is. It should be appearing as yellow in this list though, so I don't know where it is at all, because it's definitely, I cannot spot it. I think the world of light here from the actual elemental system. Maybe I could try that. Is that? I think this may have been based off the original planet I'm talking about. Nah, definitely not. Okay, that one's a bit not really fitting it. Okay, so Fermia. Let's try this out. So, what is exactly going on here? So it's got the yellowy atmosphere, obviously. So nice and bright atmosphere going on. Okay. Okay, that just does that. But no, I don't like this back look to it. I mean, that's a bit too much. Yeah, I'm not digging it. What's happened to the surface here as well? It's completely gone. There's no surface texture to it. So there you go. That gives it a bit more. But yeah, there's no surface texture. So a bit weird. Yeah, we don't want the flat ones, that's for sure. So, yes, imaginary. They're the ones, just random planets. But yeah, it's a bit weird. So, okay, it definitely wasn't Fermia. It was something with a weird name. But I just cannot. My head just cannot figure out what it was called. Because I never deleted it, so it's buried here somewhere. But I have no idea what the name of what I'm looking for is called. Did it have like an O in it by any chance? O. Oh God. There's way too many to dig through. Yeah, I do not know. So anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Nixus again, because this is a great template to use for it. So I'm going to place that in there. So it's already got those nice sulfuric clouds, you know what I'm saying? So all we need to simply do now is give it atmosphere. You just have that as a thin that out, turn that off, make it a lot thinner. I'm going to give it a sort of yellowy grey sort of shade somewhere. Something like that. And slightly, no, not too thick, but something like that. Then obviously underneath, all I need to do now is, so remember that's the vegetation that's doing that, so we can simply just, you know, mess around with that. But again, I'm not going to use the vegetation at all, so I want that switched off. So down here to the base colours, so I'm thinking greys and yellows to sort of mix this one in together. So let's actually get a look underneath at what's going on. So clouds and atmosphere off. Okay, so that's what we're working with. So that's snow right now. Okay, that's why that's doing that. So again, snow and ice off. Okay, so that is what we've got. So we could have oceans of sulfuric. Ooh, yeah. I do like that. And then sea level. Again, we can just increase the sea level a bit. That's the water. The sulfuric water. And I'm thinking a greyed out surface for the most part. That does look quite cool, actually. I do quite like that. And then maybe just a slightly more yellowy grey mix. Dark yellow, no. Something like that. And then high elevation is obviously really the bright sulfuric yellow. So we just need to try and get this shade a little more. Maybe the low elevation beats the greyer colour, and then this is the more mixed. Because it's a Venus texture we're working with here as well, so Maybe we change the texture completely, actually. I don't know. So surface. Where are we? So elevation map. So it's a Venus elevation. So if I, for instance, change things, we may be able to get some cooler looking objects. So Mars. What about Io? Because Io, obviously volcanic, you know, probably some sulfuric stuff going on. How about that? Now that could look quite good. So let's just let the water sort itself out. Yeah, okay. Now, if I go back here. So that's how you change the colour. Because I remember someone told me recently is you have to go into this menu now to pick the surface textures rather than on here. Because it used to be here. The source and all the map and stuff. That all changed. So now you can do it in the other menu. So now we can customise Io's colour. So how do I want it? So high elevation is that. So I'll keep that yellow. Low elevation... Yeah, I want to keep a bit of grey. I do want a bit of grey. So maybe middle elevation just a bit more. Now see that Yeah. Okay. So there's all that. Then you put the ice on. Oh, that's better. Snow. Ooh. Bit of snow. Sulfuric snow. This is not a world you want to visit. Then there's the sulfuric cloud, sulfuric atmosphere. I do want to dim the clouds just a tad. So what we'll do is we'll just go down to the opacity. Thin those out. So I don't want it to be in this thick atmosphere as the other ones. And then maybe I can change the storm... thick... fluffy... sulfur... fluffy sulfur clouds? No, I think it needs a little more than that. Turbulent. Sparse. Streaks. Now, this needs to be one of the bigger... wispy, double wispy? Because we can always increase these, so... how about that? Wispy sulfuric world. What do you think of that? It is pretty cool. You can see the oceans below as well, looking good. The oceans are nice, bright. Give it a more yellow shade. Something like that. There you go. So that's sulfur. So sulfur, element 16. That one took a while to figure out, but it had to be correct. And I've completely said it's SULFUR. Get rid of that H. There you go. Cool. So there you go. The world of sulfur. So this one can have a nice yellow trail. There you go. The world of sulfur. Looking good. So different to the world of fluorine trail colour. Let's make it a more stronger yellow. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. And speaking of fluorine, now we need to make chlorine. So that is element 17. So fluorine and chlorine. So this will be green. Chlorine is green. So and we're going to do a gas giant this time as well. So this should be pretty awesome. Yeah. So this should be pretty awesome. So we did a gas giant for a fluorine. So what chlorine? Do I have anything? Do I have anything with chlorine? Because also we did a little competition on chlorine planets, but they're rocky, aren't they? I want a gas giant. I definitely want a gas giant. So it needs to be green. Who do we use? There's a sulfur gas giant. To be honest, this one here actually, the place is here. Doesn't necessarily have to be named sulfur. We could easily rename this to chlorine and have a nice green. See that? I think that looks really good. What if I just did this? So. So this is element 17. There you go. Chlorine. CHLORINE. There you go. So a bit of spelling lessons here as well. So trying to go off my head with these, otherwise I'll just quickly look them up. So okay, chlorine. So maybe I'll make some of the darker bands just a tiny. It really looks great, to be honest. I mean, I don't really want to modify it too much, but I do want to maybe just some lighter shades in there. So We'll make it more green. Just a bit more green going. It's a little blue, aqua blue for me. So I think it just needs a bit more green colours in there. Not too intense, but it does need slightly more green, I think. So just make them a bit brighter. Just throw more greens in general, just to really make it. Because a lot of these are blue shades, as you can see. So we just need to give it just green. Just make it green. It's already looking a lot greener. So yeah. Oh, that's a good one. There we go. Just try and get the centre bands a little more greened out. Ooh. There you go, something like that. I just want to try and blend them nicely together as well. Okay, that's that band, okay. There, that's the band I'm looking for. So these bands here, this whiter shade, again, just make it green. Make all the white more shaded green. That will blend in and not lighter. So that was a good template to use, actually. This was a really good template. So let's just quickly just convert the lighter colours to shades of green as well, and that will come together quite nicely, actually. It's looking good. Yeah. It's green. That's already green. Shades of blue. What band is that? I want to get rid of that band there. So I can't even see what band that's changing. What band is that blue? Is it this one? Aha! Yes, I want to get that blended in more. And then speaking of blue, that one at the bottom needs to go as well. So that must be this one. That one. There you are. Still one blue there. That needs to go as well. And just slowly convert these ones to greens. But already it's looking great. So there we go. So I feel that this is still a deep blue in there. That needs to go as well. What is that deep blue? Is it one? It must be one of these. Yeah. Okay. So these two colours here, make those more green. And there's a really deep blue shade going. There you are. Okay. Again, this one here, make it more of a darker green. And then in the North Pole, again, same sort of process. So let's just slowly convert most of those colours to a more traditional green than the turquoisey look we had going. So there you go. So these deep colours here, they need to go. So I'm liking the way. Yeah, that looks great actually. And then this one, yeah, there you go. Okay, so that should be the last one we need to want. Maybe just brighter. These darker shades here need to. I want to have some paler shades in there as well. And then that super dark green's this one, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe we have like another darker green band further north. So maybe if I darken some of these ones. What's this one? So that's that, isn't it? So make that paler. I want to get this. I think it's this shade here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Chlorine. And then just to add more of these areas here. Just quickly make those a little brighter. I want that blue, that one, that needs to go. Yeah, there we go. Lighter green. And just the last few colours at the top. Just to nicely go with it there. And I think that is our job well done. And then just the last two blues actually. And this one here. Make that a nice lighter shade, I guess. Actually, there you go. So what do you think of that? And then just one more. And that's basically all the blues gone. Chlorine. Actually, I'm actually going to keep copying that because that'd be cool to use in other simulations. A proper chlorine coloured world. Yeah, I like that. That looks great. Apart from that South Pole, just a tiny bit more. Get rid of that blue. Completely eradicate the blues. I think the very south just need more green. Oi, more of a green there and there. Very, very dark South Pole, isn't it? Just a few colours lighter. Just try and blend the colours nicely together. So there you go, that's what I'm after. So there you go. Cool, let me just resave that. But that is the world of chlorine. So next up we got argon. So I haven't got a clue what colour argon is. It's one of the noble gases, isn't it? So it's colourless. Okay, so colourless. Okay, argon gas. Okay. Says the world of chlorine, looking good. Slightly different access as well, which is always cool. And I think actually, we had a bit of interaction down here. Looks like lithium and beryllium are a bit close. I want to make lithium a little closer to the star in that case. There we go. Okay, so moving on. Chlorine's already got a nice green trail. That's fine. Argon, so it's colourless. So I guess we'd have to go over a white sort of gas giant. So I could go with we could go one of the reflective worlds. Let's see, that's other things. So let's just have a look at what we got. So the gas giants are down here. Let them load in. See, definitely not any of those. I'm thinking one of those two. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at. Ooh, let's try the glowing one, but then I need to remove the blue bands off it. So. Okay, so this is what we could use for argon. But again, I don't need all these to be honest. So if it's colourless, and we just really need it as one colour, so then just increase it up again. Maybe just a few grey, just to make it slightly visible, just so there's a few features to look at. Just a few greys or greyer shades just thrown in there, just for a bit of a mix. But for the most part, it's going to be reflective, very reflective. Colourless is white, pretty much, and there you go, world of argon. So that's element 18, argon. Cool. And then I don't really want to do much else to it, really. I think that's pretty much fine the way it is. So there we go. Let the simulation run. I do want to make chlorine's colour a little brighter. A little more greener. There you go. Okay, so that's what we've got. The orbits are quite close to each other, though, so I just want to make sure that's all running nicely. We give argon. I think we need a little boost further out. There you go. So there's already there's an issue here that helium and fluorine, or no, it's neon and fluorine are crossing over. So why is that? So I think fluorine is too big, and we do need to make it small. Look at that, mass is way too big. That's what's causing that. So lower the mass, buff out helium or neon a bit. Why do I keep saying neon? Yeah, neon. Give it an auto orbit just to reset. There you are, and then just slowly buff it out. So. Leave fluorine alone, give it a bit of room. There you are, alright. Okay, then there's argon over here. Right, so next up, we're moving to potassium. So this is the element that catches fire when it touches water. So, woo. This is going to be pretty cool. So I know I've actually seen potassium in real life. So, yeah, I know exactly what to use, really, for this. So. I do want, see, I would like a glowing sort of hot rocky world in some sort of case, but it's going to be quite difficult to sort of put this together, I think. So I'm going to try that one. I just want to see if I can modify this one a bit. So here it is. Can I make this object? So I just want to have a little look. Elevation, base color, yes. Ah, oh my god. I like that. Now that's cool. Because remember, the colour of this world is actually, it's not actually glowing hot. It's literally just the colours that make it look like it's glowing hot. So you don't actually have to have the planet hot for it to glow so much. So potassium, I do want it to have the fire look to it, because yeah, any bits of water make potassium catch fire. So, oh my god. Oh, that is so cool. So quite a hot, nasty looking world, the world of potassium, so... Oh my god. So the base colour is the colour we want our glow. So if it's, we could have green glow to it. But we'll see. I want red. Or a red look to it, okay. Second colour. Bit of a, yeah, okay, so... I do want it to be quite reflective though, so something like that. Quite hot, blistering hot world. Oh, that looks cool. The clouds, okay. Just a few, I don't want too much clouds, and then just a tad atmosphere on top as well. And you get that. Okay, the atmosphere's a bit too much. Oh my god. Okay, let's definitely tune that down a bit. Turn that off. Oh god, okay. Ooh. That's a bit weird. Okay, I'll leave it like that then. Leave it alone. There you go. So the world of potassium, a very, very bizarre world indeed. But I'm going to roll with that. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, ooh. Whiter clouds. Yeah, I guess. But a very mysterious world nonetheless. So, potassium. That's element 19. Potassium, if I remember correctly. Is that correct? Potassium. Yeah, cool. Yeah, got one right. So, I'll keep it with the trail colour it came with, actually. Right, world of potassium, okay. Next up, we've got calcium. And we're not even halfway through the periodic table yet, so this is crazy. Silvery white, soft metal. Okay, so another soft metal. We've got a lot of those. That's going to be the most basic planets, are the silvery white ones, aren't they? There's loads of those. I guess I can just try and use some cool looking templates, so to just try and make them look somewhat more interesting. So, I mean, for instance, I could reuse the world I just used here and just give it a complete sort of relook. So, for instance, same template, but then fully recustomize it to look shiny. So, okay, so we know it's a metal. Just make it a shiny white. Hey, and then just simply just modify the other colours to silvery white. Just try and get them exactly. Maybe we need to tune this colour down. No, that doesn't really do much actually. So the middle colour needs to be quite a darker shade, and then entire elevation we can just have as a. There you go. But I mean, it's as basic as it can get, really. Just a silvery white world. Not really too much going on. We can just sort of flip it, just make it look different as well. But there's not really much else it needs doing. It's just a metal, a silvery white metal. So there you go. That's all you're getting. So there you go. Make it look somewhat interesting though. So it's there you go. And just so it's not the same as its sister planet, we'll make it smaller. Okay. Calcium, isn't it? Yeah. And then this is element number 20. So we're up to 20 planets now. And we still got a long way to go. So, there's calcium. Okay. Cool. Oh, this is so cool. I'm loving this. Next up, we have got... God, how do you even say that? Scandium? Scandium? I don't really know about this one. S-C-A-N. I'm guessing it's another metal. But I haven't got a clue, honestly. Must be another metal. Silvery white, yeah. So another soft metal. Oh, got a lot of those. So, but some of the elements are a lot more boring than the others. So I'm going to try one of the Korot 7Bs. I want to see if I can make this reflect the colour of this a bit. Oh, it really looks pretty much the way I want him. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it used to have a yellow glow to it, but I don't know what's happened to that. So, you know what? I mean, it's pretty much how I need it. So, we're going to just have that nice and simple and just move straight on to the next element. So, we're not wasting loads of time on just the boring one. So we want to get to the interesting stuff. So, that is element number 21. Right, next up we've got titanium. So far, I think this is a darker colour, isn't it? I think it's more of a darker bluish shade. Silver grey white, yeah. It's like a silvery darker, yeah. So at least we can make this one slightly more interesting than all of these silvery white metals. So who do we use this time? Just trying to think if there's any cool sort of competition objects we can remodify or anything like that. Maybe go with something fresh. But for the metals, I preferably do want shiny planets, so yes. If I just try this one, bright, see what that... Does this still appear bright? Let's have a look. Oh god, this looks completely different to when I last saw it. Oh my god. Okay. So I guess we'll just start with something. We'll just start with like a fresh look to it then. So no water, don't need any of that. Atmosphere, again, not really required. Yeah, not really too bothered about that. So no atmosphere needed. City lights we don't need. But no, I want a reflective planet. The metals need to be shiny. So, I preferably want them shiny. So, again, I think Demunix World here is a great one to use, just because it's got a shiny look to it. So, for instance, this one, again, third time we're using it, but I don't want to use the same one over and over again. But it's just a great looking planet to use. So, but again, we want this one to be more grey this time, so we need it to be darker, a lot darker. So I need to make them greyer, effect just greyer. I'll give it like a really, really deep blue sort of look to it, maybe, just to make it a little more interesting. So I'm talking really, really dark blues as well, nothing really that crazy, but that is not an easy colour to remake. I see that's too white for me. It needs to be a lot more blue. See, that's too much. No, we can't use that. Ooh. We could try just recustomizing one of the solar system objects actually, and give that quite a cool looking look. Yeah, we'll go something fresh then in that case. Let's go just an entirely new object to use. So random rocky. Just place it there. Okay, so titanium. So we'll just get the get that just copied straight over. So silver grey white metallic. So silvery grey white shade. Greyish silver. I mean, this again. It's still grey and silver, isn't it? So again, it's just hard to make it different from the other planets we already have, to be honest. But I mean, I guess we can make it a little darker. Give it some silvery looks to it. But yeah, it's boring. It really is boring. So but again, we're not going to spend much time on it. So element 22, titanium done. Moving on. Okay, next up we have got vanadium. Again, I'm assuming another metal. Anything with like neum at the end is usually metals, isn't it? So what is this? So what colour is vanadium? Chemical element. I'm trying to figure out what colour it is. It looks to be like a more. So it's just another greyish pile of metal, really, isn't it? Oh, that's fun. But there's also pictures of it with a reddish shade. So I guess I'll give it like a red. Yeah, there's pictures of it red and pictures of it in grey. So I just searched it for images and just saw some colours of it. So I guess we'll go with a very sort of dark red grey look to it. So again, another random rocky, unfortunately. So yeah, there's so many metals. I think they're gonna get a bit boring after a while. So right, again, we'll just quickly speed through this because I mean we want to get to the interesting stuff. You know, I'm quite looking forward to making gold and platinum because we can make them look pretty cool. So, and mercury, I really want to get to the element of mercury because I think that'll be really cool as well. So, okay, there we are. But yeah, this one for now. So, base color. I mean, let's just try giving it a, just make it look a little more interesting. How does this work? So, that's a sudden texture, apparently. Yeah. There you go, that's a moon. You can see the craters on it. Okay. Apertus. I'm just trying to think of any way to make it more interesting. So, is anything with like a reddish, maybe a Pluto texture, actually. I want to try, where's Pluto? I want to, because Pluto's got quite a good mix of colours, so I want a really dark red. Because this element is a dark red greyish shade, so quite a boring looking world, but that's the best you're going to get, really. What if I inverted the red, made this the red and made this the grey? I think that looks a lot, yeah, that definitely looks better. But again, are we getting too far away from the start? How far are we now? 34 years away. 14, okay, so we're roughly the distance of Uranus-ish. Okay. So Pluto upright. Okay, so there you go. So vanadium. It supposedly has a dark red shade to it, but they're not mostly grey, so there you go. Dark red trail, I guess. Just slightly more red than them. Okay, cool. So, there we are. Next up, we've got chromium. Let me guess, it's silver. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, it is silver. A silver metal with a blue tinge. Okay, well, we can make the blue. We'll definitely make the blue visible then. Right. I do want to try and use some cool... Maybe if I just try random old modded objects and just see if they have any cool features about them. So, let's try this one. Anything interesting about this world? No? Yeah, it looks pretty basic. Let's try something else. I remember this being a pretty weird, crazy world. How does this one look? Oh my god, what has happened here? I remember this one. This was from a competition world. Yeah, that's not really... Maybe for one of the radioactive elements? Maybe? But not for a basic... Definitely not for that. I definitely want to use this at some point as well. This is the very strange glowing world, but I mean, that's going to be... We've definitely got to use this at some point for one of these. But again, this is a world that I don't actually know how to customize. So if we just look, I mean, whatever you do to it, you can't change the colour of that... Oh, you can change the colour of that blue. Oh, I thought you couldn't. Oh, we've broken it anyway. So, okay. Maybe one of these. The world of fire. That's the word electricity. No. Don't really need the crazy clouded stuff. I mean, the glowing planets are always good to use. Just anything with a blue... Let's just try one of the old Christmas ones and just build off this, even if it doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to click through random objects and just seeing if they have any cool looks to them. But, okay, again, we're just trying to give them a little more uniqueness. We'll just change these a bit, just to give it a slightly different look. What about the world of... What about Mimas? Get some craters going on. And then change the colour. Okay, so this element's a chromium. So it has a tiny bit of blue in it. A blue tinge to chromium, but silver. So chromium. Okay, element 24. Making good progress. We've done roughly a good 10 elements now. So, we're almost up to 10. So, okay, right. The blue, that is definitely going to be the pale blue areas there. And the rest of it is silver. So, Mimus. Yeah. Yeah. I'll go with that. I don't want no atmosphere though. Get rid of that. Clouds off. There you go. Doesn't look too bad actually. Yeah, I like it. Just very, very little sense of blue there, but there's chromium. Looking good. I'm liking it. Okay. Next up we've got manganese. So silvery grey metal where it resembles iron. Another boring one then. Yeah, I don't want to waste time picking planets that are just going to be modified anyway, so random stuff. Let's just try. Oh, I don't know. Right, yeah, enough fiddling around. We're just gonna go through these. So we'll finish off on iron, which is the next element, and that is the last element that a star can create. And there is a glowing planet we could use for something. Oh my gosh, that's so weird. That's all atmosphere, isn't it? That's a crazy atmosphere we got going on there. Oh my gosh, wow. But underneath, it's not very interesting, is it? It's just a generic world, but okay, we'll stick with it. No atmosphere. Okay, so let's get the name in. It's 25. Cool. Right, and then no water. Don't need any of that, so get that out of here. And then another boring silvery grey object. That's vegetation. Yeah, okay. Get that off. Silvery grey, everybody. It's not like we don't have enough of these already, so there you go. Okay. But once we get to the more cool elements, so that's where stuff is going to get real. So there you are. City lights off. There you go. So just a generic, boring world again. All right, now iron. So the last element that a star can normally produce in its core. So should be pretty cool. I'm trying to make something a little different for iron. So iron's like what, a browny silver, isn't it? So, but again, it's just silver, isn't it? So yeah. I know raw iron's more of a brownish shade, so we can use a bit of that. Let's use Ferrari here. That's an old object of mine. So just slight brown accents to it, but it needs to be obviously still silver. So maybe we have a lot of raw iron. Maybe we have a very grey presence on it, or very browny presence on it, but still have the grey as the default shade. But yeah, just have a bit of that brown to represent the raw iron, I guess, or the iron ore. Just so iron stands out a bit as well. So element 26 for iron. I actually know that because iron's quite an easy one to remember. There you are. There is iron. Looking good. So there we go. That finishes up for today's episode of making a solar system based off the periodic table. So we're out to element 26 now. The element of iron. I definitely think we can make this a little closer to the parent star. Let's move that a little closer. Iron, there you go. One of those worlds is losing material. I just saw that trail of material. What is that all about? Someone was losing material. I don't know who that was. Okay, well, let's just let the simulation run. I just want to make sure everyone's functioning correctly as we finish up. But yeah, guys, I really hope you're enjoying this series so far. Look how many we've got already. This is crazy. All the elements. So, wowee. So that's what we got so far. So yeah, like I said, I really hope you're enjoying it. If you are, make sure you press that like button and also subscribe if you're new. Helps on a journey to 30,000 subscribers. And yeah, let me know your feedback down below in the comments. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on how we have, or what we've got so far. I think we've got quite a nice list of objects. And we still have plenty more to go. So next up, we'll be starting with cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. So yeah, we're nowhere near gold or platinum yet. They're probably going to be at least 2 parts away. So that's a bit annoying. But we have got some interesting ones coming up here. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, anyway, guys, make sure you stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.